This is Coach MichaelLin coming to you with another quick coaching call. In this coaching call, we'll be talking about millennials. In particular, not every millennial is like that. One of the common complaints I get in my leadership seminar rooms is managers will complain to me with, "Oh, Coach MichaelLin, there's nothing but millennials out there. I give up. There's nothing but millennials out there. I give up. There's nothing I can do about it. I give up. I don't know how to deal with it." Well, Mr. Manager, number one, not every millennial is like that. Number two, you hired the wrong person. There are plenty millennials out there, and there's nothing millennial about them. I have met plenty of them. If every millennial that you have hired turned out to be a bad employee, well, you need to improve your hiring skills. You need to learn how to write better job ads, attract a better crowd, learn how to get some more effective interview questions, use covert job interview questions, and learn how to test new employees out during the first 3 months. Like I said, I have met plenty high-quality millennials, and there's nothing millennial about these young folks. One day in my seminar room, there were two students came from the same company. One is of a millennial age. The other one was not millennial age. The one that's millennial age, there's nothing millennial about her. All she thinks about is, what are the new things here for me to learn? And she is, oh my, wow, I didn't think of this. Why didn't I think of this? How can I start thinking like this? Yeah, I thought about this, but I wasn't so sure that if I can try this. Now that I learned, yep, I'm going to. Sure, I guess I was thinking on the right track. Yeah, so now I know this is doable. I'm going to get back to the office and do it. Well, this thing, I've already thought about it, and actually I've already been doing this for 2 weeks. Her colleague who is not millennial age, but was thinking, acting exactly like the worst millennial that we have all heard of. And another day in another seminar, in the morning, I asked them, I said, this is going to be a one-day seminar. We're going to be together for just 1 day. So realistically speaking, what can I teach you, or what can I learn within just 1 day? And this young millennial at the back of the seminar room, and he raised his hand and he got up and he said, during the 1 day seminar, in the next 8 hours, I want you to teach me everything there is to know to be a effective leader, a effective manager. What a smart young man. I think he was using humor, he was using sarcasm to illustrate the following things. Number one, there are plenty things to learn in leadership, in management. Number two, 1 day seminar really is not enough to learn everything there is to learn. And he needs continuously learn. And number three, it shows that he wants to learn. He wants to learn as much as there is, and he also understands 1 day is not enough. Even though he was expressing that his wisdom, his understanding of the challenge in humor, using sarcasm, but you can tell this young man has the right understanding, has the right attitude about learning about the challenge that's ahead of him. Another time in my leadership seminar, I had this seasoned small business owner. He was sharing some of the mistakes that he made when he first started his own business and had employees. He said he didn't understand at the time that different people are motivated by different themes. And then he had a few employees that were low performing, below average. And so he thought, because he is a business owner, he likes money. Money is his one and only motivator. So he thought these low-performing employees must also be in need of more money. So he thought the solution was to give these low-performing employees more money. And what he learned was, after giving these below-average performing employees more money, the performance did not improve at all until he studied and he talked to them, and he found out they wanted something else. Maybe they wanted a different kind of projects. Maybe they wanted some learning opportunity. Maybe they wanted more encouragements. Maybe they wanted more guidance. So after finding out what his below average performance employees truly wanted, and then giving what they wanted to them, their performance just improved. What motivated himself was not the motivating factor for his low performing employees. And that's the educational point. Money was his motivator, but not necessarily the motivator for every one of his employees. That's what he learned. And then after he told his story, a gentleman sat behind him, stood up and got on his feet. This is a much younger gentleman. And he leaned over, he said to the small business owner, "Sir, I'm a millennial. Are you hiring by any chance?" The whole classroom cracked up. This young man was showing his wisdom, even though he's 25 years old. What the joke was illustrating was, he understands there's a lot of young people, their mentality is just get the reward, get the money without doing the work. And he understands that there's a lot of deep learning, big effort involved. And he's making fun of young people of his own generation. And then the third good millennial story I want to give you was one day at the end of my 1 day seminar, my 1 day leadership seminar. And this young gentleman, he shared with the whole class, and he said the biggest thing he learned on that day was, he said, from this point on, before I go accuse of anyone else of doing X, Y, or Z, I need to look in the mirror and I make sure that I am not doing that myself. I said to him, I said, well, that is a great insight, a great wisdom. However, I did not teach you that today. He came back with, no, Coach Michael Lin, you did not teach me that today directly, but that revelation was inspired by your teaching today. It was something that I figured out, I realized after learning from you all day. And I was in so much shock at his wisdom and his willingness to learn. So I asked him, I said, how old are you? He said, I'm 21. I said, what kind of a millennial are you? You know what? As far as being a millennial is concerned, you are fired. The whole classroom cracked up, and his buddy, his colleague, who was roughly his own age, gave him a nudge and said, hey, dude, that's the best compliment you ever got. That was a very smart young person, millennial or not. And those are just 3 short, quick examples. I have met plenty millennials, and there's nothing millennial about them. As a matter of fact, I'll be the first one to admit, I was a millennial 20, 30 years ago, in the 90s, during the last century, the last millennia. I was the biggest millennial that I have ever met. I was the biggest millennial before the term millennial was invented. I was always whinging, whining, complaining why the system was no good, the system was going against me. But I wanted to do things in my life. And then slowly but surely, I went from not knowing to knowing, not having the wisdom to having the insights and the wisdom, needing help to helping others. And I'm not the only person who is like that. I remember there was a girl who is my age who went to university with me. And she was the biggest millennial back then before the term millennial was invented. She had a reputation back on campus. That is, she's all about giving other people a hard time, how other people are not perfect. I studied computer science and she studied computer engineering. After graduation, we both got jobs as IT workers. And then we stayed in contact. And then she would tell me that the places that she worked for, things are not perfect. There were things that was happening in there that she was not happy. She would complain. And then her manager one day said to her, a young so-and-so, you are very idealistic. And she shared that experience with me. And then over the years, she changed and she improved. And she started acquiring life's wisdom and life's insights. And then today, she's a high-performing computer programmer. And she has worked in Australia. She has worked in the UK. She has worked in the US, in New York. And right now, she's working in South Africa. So not every millennial is like that. And even if the millennial is like that, not all hopes are lost. All right? You need to learn how to hire the right people. You need to learn where to find the right employees. If you haven't been able to find them, it's because you're looking for them in all the wrong places. Learn how to attract the right kind of people. Learn how to interview them. Filter in the right people, filter out the wrong people. Learn how to keep your best performers. And learn to sum up the courage to discipline and terminate all those bad employees, millennial or not. If you as the leader, if you as the manager, your thinking is, oh, there's nothing but millennials out there. There's nothing I can do about it. I give up. I'm sorry. You are thinking like a millennial. You are thinking like the people you accuse of having the wrong kind of mindset. So improve your mindset, learn skills, learn leadership skills, and hire the right people. So how have you been managing millennials? How have you been hiring them and managing them? Leave your experience in the comment section below. If you need private coaching, corporate training, business consulting, in leadership, in management, in business negotiation, just send me an email. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and share all my coaching videos with folks you're fighting the trenches with, folks you are learning together with, folks you are growing together with. Make sure all you guys hit the notification button. This way, every time I release a brand new coaching video, you guys are the first batch to get notified and start learning right away and get ahead of the competition. All right, so until next time, keep on learning. Coach Michael Lin signing out.